Well, welcome to the first Ben and Lauren show.
Hey, Ben.
I'm Benjamin. This is Lauren.
If our names didn't give us away.
Yeah. So, this is our first time getting behind the camera and posting stuff up for people to view. People have been reading our Steam It posts at Iron Shield and at L Turner. And we figured we'd get behind the camera and talk about what we did today.
Well, that's because we enjoy listening to everybody else's podcasts.
Yep.
So we thought we would try it.
Yep.
Which means that we have a whole stack of stuff, just like other people have stacks of stuff.
So that, what are we going to talk about?
Well, we thought we would talk about what we did this week. If
Okay.
anyone's interested.
So, Lauren, what did you do this week? That was fascinating.
Fascinating.
While you're thinking about that, let me introduce our audience to this beautiful drink right here.
The salted caramel coconut milk drink.
Salted caramel, what?
Coconut milk.
Coconut milk drink. And it's really good. I wish I could share it with you. Here, have some.
It is really good. And the secret is the pink Himalayan salt.
You keep that in mind.
Okay. So, what did we do this week? Well, the big thing this week is my grandma died.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's
Way to kick things off with a positive note.
Well, you wouldn't think it was a positive note, but she's been sick for so long. And basically, she's been living terrified. She's had Alzheimer's, and she's an Alzheimer's patient who was afraid all the time. My family took care of her for the last, since Elena was born, 2 years? 2 or 3 years? And she did not know who anybody was for quite a long time. I don't think she's known who I was for at least 2 years, and longer than that. She thinks I'm someone she went to high school with. So she fell 2 weeks ago, and she had a small brain bleed from the fall. But a small brain bleed for someone with Alzheimer's is like a major stroke for a normal person, and she basically has just kind of faded away over the last 2 weeks. So this week there was a lot of family, and I spent quite a bit of time with her Monday afternoon. And I got to be there by myself, which is a little unusual. And so I had a chance to talk with her. And lately she has been so afraid that you really can't have a conversation with her. But she was pretty close to unresponsive, so I could sit there on her bed. And all she wanted was someone to hold her hand. She kept putting her hand up. And I didn't think it was going to be as hard to see her that way as it was. I mean, I've been there before, seen this before, with your grandma, with my Nana.
Mm-hmm.
But it was actually hard to see her on Monday. Yeah. You kind of have this feeling you're saying goodbye. And so I've thought a lot about her this week. And she did not die until Thursday morning, sometime around 7. My aunt was with her.
And we were not there.
We were not there, no. But that's okay. My aunt was with her, and it was really important to my aunt.
Yeah.
So that's taken up a lot of our week.
Well, what I remember is visiting the memory care facility.
Oh, yeah.
And you walk in, and everything's all nice and neat, but you see a lot of people completely out of their mind, and it's very, very, very sad. It's
the saddest kind of nursing home there is.
It's a depressing thing. And you go in, and it smells kind of funny, and they try to keep it clean. You can smell the bleach, and you can smell the other odors, and they try their best, and just strange sights and smells and everything else.
Right, so we're all sitting in Grandma's room, a pretty good chunk of the family, just kind of keeping her company Wednesday evening. And I don't think you hadn't been there before.
Mm-mm.
So
First time.
You and my dad were out in the hallway, and there was this older man who maybe 30 seconds would
Nurse!
He would holler nurse at the top
just
of his
like
lungs.
That. Louder.
And
10
everybody
times louder.
was so startled they wouldn't know quite what to do. And I think a lot of people would just laugh, kind of like a nervous laugh. What do you do? And he was so insulted, and he was complaining that everybody was always laughing at him, and didn't they understand this was an emergency?
I heard him. He yells nurse at the top of his lungs, and then you can hear him talk to the guy next to him saying, "See, look, everyone's laughing."
The sad thing was everyone probably was.
Everybody
because
was laughing.
What else do you do?
I jumped about a foot out of my chair the first time I heard that. Well, you're in a room, everyone's quiet and somber and serious, and all of a sudden you hear, "Nurse!"
Poor man.
Yeah, poor man. I'm not making fun of him.
He doesn't know why everybody's laughing at him.
Anyway,
so yeah, that was a big chunk of this week. But we had a lot of good stuff happen this week, and really, Grandma dying, it is sad that she is not here, but it's also a relief. She is free. She is very free of. She said she was living in a nightmare, and everyone around her had kidnapped her and wanted to poison her. That was her last 2 years.
Yeah.
Now she is resting, and that is a huge blessing.
So that's item number 1.
That was item number 1.
Way to kick things off on a good, positive message.
It is good, and it's sad at the same time. Bittersweet.
Yeah, bittersweet.
What else do we do? Oh, water cooling towers.
Ah, yes.
Our new business.
Yes, our new business. I'll try to make a very long story short, but I have done lots of various jobs. But in the past 3 years, I've decided to work with my dad. And my dad is in the business of selling chemical storage tanks, primary tanks and secondary tanks, the ones you store the chemicals in and the ones that go underneath the tank if it leaks. And so the primary tank business tanked, so to speak. It was sold. And so we were kind of relying on the secondary tank business, but that wasn't really
That's not doing so well either.
Going very far. So we decided to take the company in a bit of a different direction. Probably a long story how we even got in that direction, but we started getting into biological solutions to solve problems rather than chemical solutions.
We always were chemical containment.
Right. So now we're
get rid of chemicals.
Get rid of chemicals and use biological. So the direction that we decided to go with was water cooling towers and systems related to that. And just recently we got a lead for a company that has a closed loop chiller that's just water, no antifreeze or anything, and they're having all sorts of efficiency problems. So we are going to go in there and see if we can help them out.
We've never treated a chiller before.
Right.
That's new.
They've got something blocking the efficiency of the heat transfer. So we are hoping that with our cleaning methods and our biologicals, we're going to increase the efficiency of their chiller, save them lots of money, and we'll have a nice monthly plan in place to maintain their system. We're basically going to
bring them the maintenance fluid to keep their system running cleanly, clean up all the mess, and keep it clean.
Right. So that's an exciting thing. It would be basically our second customer.
It would be, but what's interesting is that we got a good lead, and it's a good solid lead, and if that works, there's many more behind it.
And we're collecting data, which is important.
And when you're starting up a new business, the hardest thing is finding the right market, and then finding the leads in the market and selling it. Selling your product, especially if you're doing something new. We're doing something new. This isn't a recognized technology. This is a new technology.
Mm-hmm. So we got to have the data to back it up, and we are confident it will do well, and we are very, very excited about this.
We are very excited because we've been going over and over and over what direction can we take this company, and this is what we've settled on. And it does look like Dad's opening some doors there. Mm-hmm. There was a lot of closed doors, and this one looks open.
Yep.
That's exciting.
It's exciting, and it's just the start, just the tip of the iceberg. So that's a big event that happened this week.
And then you wanted to talk about farmers market.
Ah, yes, farmers market.
Farmers market.
Farmers market. So every Thursday we go to the farmers market at Dodge Park. It's a park.
There's only one Dodge. The girls call it Dodge, but it really is only one Dodge Park.
There's a park they like to go to called George Park. So now they're calling it Dodge Park.
Anyway.
Which is funny. Anyway, so they opened up this farmers market, and we have been going every Thursday evening, and it's been a lot of fun. We go in there and we check out all the stalls. We get all of our groceries, our veggies, and our various things.
We tried free honey from Hawaii.
Free honey? Oh, should I bring over the little... Oh, that's okay. I was going to show the honey jar that we got.
But this week it was Motor City Barbecue.
Yes, this week. There's a reason why we have a nice cold drink here, because this week we got hot sauce. And you can't read it because it's all backwards. But if you can read that backwards letters, it says TRINTITY.
It says Trinity.
Motor City Barbecue Trinity.
Were they advertising that as the hottest barbecue sauce ever sold or something like that?
Yes, it is called the hottest barbecue sauce ever made. I don't know if that's really true. I doubt it. It's probably not the hottest.
Well, if I can eat it, it's not the hottest.
But it's described as a barbecue sauce featuring 3 of the world's most feared hot peppers.
Okay, I guessed the first time.
All right, see if you can.
My guesses were habanero, scorpion, and ghost pepper.
And you were correct.
And I was correct.
Yes. But it's not in that order. We've got habanero, ghost peppers, and the Trinidad Moruga scorpion. And they are all in this hot sauce. And I think that we should have Lauren try some.
Wait a minute, that wasn't part of the plan. I thought you were going to try
I really should be wearing gloves. I'm feeling a little...
So if I spontaneously combust on camera...
Give it a sniff.
Yeah, it just smells like molasses. Oh, wait a minute. That smells spicy.
I got a chip already. See? I came prepared.
Now, how brave did you think I was here? Okay, you can put more than a pin.
Wow, will you look at that? It's burning a hole through the chip. Watch that. See, look at that. There's a hole.
So can I have your drink if it burns a hole in me?
You can see right through. No. All right. Lauren, you get to go first.
It's got carbs in it.
Yeah, it's okay.
It's got white flour.
It's all right.
And sugar.
I'll do one too. You gonna wait for me?
Well, the plan was that you were going to eat it.
She didn't know I was dropping this one on her.
Nice.
All right, I got mine ready to go. Here, cheers.
Okay.
I chose the left side of my mouth to burn up instead of my right.
That's pretty hot.
It's not so bad till you swallow, and then it gets you right here. Gets you right here. Oh, right here, exactly. What do you think? You sweating yet?
It's hot.
Are you handling it okay?
I can handle many things,
like
whether they're pleasant or not.
It's actually quite pleasant.
Ben, I think part of your tongue is damaged. If
that's good. All right, let me describe it to you.
Okay, it tastes like molasses and brown sugar, first of all.
First of all, it's very sweet.
It is quite sweet. But then all of a sudden it feels like, someone starts tingling on the end of your tongue and it starts burning. And then it goes to the back of your mouth. And pretty soon, your sinuses are on fire and so is your throat.
Do you feel it in the back of your head?
No, I swallowed it too fast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm sweating a little bit. I want some more. That's good stuff.
It's 85 degrees in our house right now.
All right, go talk a little bit. I'm gonna go get a little bit more.
So we kind of pick one thing every week at the farmers market because there's all these people who bring in all their specialty goods. And right now we live in Michigan. Michigan has a cottage law that allows people to produce food for public sale without having a commercial kitchen, but they have to label it saying they made it in their own kitchen.
I'm doing this one upside down.
So that's really opened a lot of small-time entrepreneurs to start little food businesses, which really is fun in farmers markets. There's a lady who sells all kinds of sweetbreads. There's this guy who sells honey, and it's made from the blossoms of all different kinds of flowers. Like he has a dragon flower fruit honey. That one was really nice. And then the coffee flower honey tastes actually like molasses. So I prefer to buy the special honeys, but Ben this week decided to try out the barbecue sauces.
It's good.
But he was gone for a long time, and I was sitting with the girls just waiting for him. I was enjoying a nice cool breeze. Apparently, he was busy burning his taste buds off with...
Last one.
I heard there's like an addiction to capsaicin. Like
I went a little heavy on that one.
Get a little bit high on it, I've heard.
No, I'm not getting high on it.
It like touches pleasure sensors in the brain.
Last one. I'm not gonna kill myself here. Oh yeah.
No, you were wondering about some stomach issues you were having earlier today. I wonder if it has anything to do with consuming a quarter bottle of super spicy, super pepper barbecue sauce.
All right.
Okay, anyway.
So
that's the story with the barbecue sauce, and that was our special buy at the farmers market this week. These people are local. They are distributing out of Warren, Michigan, which is right down the road from us. And apparently they started because their wife would make, the man's wife would make this barbecue sauce they called meat candy, and all their friends and neighbors said, you should start a business. So they did. that's fun to try stuff like that. But I have to say that
Now,
the
here I
secret
am.
hot sauce is...
Here I am sweating over this Motor City barbecue sauce that tastes like candy.
I talked.
I know that there are people who will try this and laugh because they will say it's not hot at all. I'm serious. There are people who will try this.
Yeah, I don't think that's the hottest ever because if I can eat it, anybody can eat it.
They'll try this and they'll just say, "Oh, it's good. It's got a nice burn," and just move on, and it's no big deal.
I would not glaze my barbecue chicken like that.
Now, I just had 3 of them, and I'm definitely feeling it. This is the first time I got it on my lips. So.
Well, see, I had an accident while you were putting the girls to bed.
Yeah?
I didn't tell you about.
No?
Some other guy tried to kiss me. But he's not very good at it, so he whacked his head into my lip.
What are you talking about?
Our 9-month-old.
Oh.
Tried to give me a kiss.
Daniel.
And he managed to whack his head into my lip instead, so.
All right.
Sore lip.
Well,
Here,
hazards. Have some hot sauce. That'll cure it in a
it
heartbeat.
made it worse.
All right. Moving on. That was our hot sauce segment.
So, do you want to talk about politics, or you want to continue on with what we did this week?
We only have 3 minutes left, so
we did have an election on Tuesday. That could go right into politics.
All right, let's just slide right into there.
Okay.
I voted. Well,
mostly we went to the polls because we wanted to vote down 4 millages that were in our township. 4.
So
we had the highest taxes in the whole county, and they wanted to increase them with 4 millages.
So it started in 2009 was the millage? 2008?
It was 2008.
So 2008, they enacted a millage because all of the houses were decreased in value. So they weren't able to get as many tax dollars from the houses. So they said, in order to fund our police and fire, we need an additional millage that will only continue until 2018.
And it's to cover the contract with the police.
So it's a 10-year millage. And so they did, and everybody voted for it and said, all right, you got your extra millage, got your extra money coming in. Hopefully the housing market will recover by 2018. Well, here we are, 2018. The housing market has recovered.
It bottomed out in 2010 and it's gone up since then.
It's gone up. I mean, people are shocked that the
recession.
Yeah, so the housing values are all back up, and now the millage is up for renewal. It doesn't just automatically expire. It just goes up for renewal, and if you vote it back in, you got another 10 years.
Meantime, the township has gotten used to having all this extra money come in. So now they don't have to devote the money that they would normally devote from the tax dollars to police and fire because they've got special money coming in from police and fire, so they can play with the other money and they can start building a senior center and some parks and put more trees in the parks and build a bike path. And I don't know, they've got a whole list of things they've been funding over the past few years. And meanwhile, we devote our entire savings account to paying our property taxes.
So our local municipality is like a little tiny socialist utopia mixed in various degrees of socialist societies.
Township supervisors are Republican. Doesn't really matter. He really likes to spend money.
There's tax and spend Republicans.
But he's a tax and spend Republican.
He's a tax and spend Republican.
So we had these millages come up for vote, and of course you see signs all over the township going, "We support the police and the fire department," as if you don't vote for this millage, you really don't support the police and fire. Who doesn't want to support the police and the firefighters?
So the problem with property taxes, that's what this millage is for, is that you are charged based on the value of your home, which can be rather arbitrary.
Yeah, guess who gets to set the value of your home?
They do.
They do.
So if they see your home and they measure the square footage and they measure the amenities and the desirability for your neighborhood and all these different factors that you'd never think of.
Well, we know that because we tried appealing the taxes.
So there's an addition on the house, and when there's an addition on the house, all of a sudden it's an opportunity to increase the taxable value of the house.
Boy, did they ever.
And they basically it went from a very low-valued house to a supposedly very high-valued house.
They doubled and then some our taxes.
Right. So now we got the extra millages, and so we're not going to complain. We're going to smile. And
every single one of the millages went through. We voted no, but apparently everybody else couldn't.
So now we have an improved busing system. We've got
that nobody rides.
We've got more money going to fire, more money going to police, which is
good.
Good, yeah.
Except that we already had money that was going to police and fire. And
well, around here, if you call the police for any reason, 911 or anything else, they will send a fire truck.
They send every fire department.
They send a fire truck. They send an ambulance. They send two cop cars.
A parade goes down the street.
And all of that is to justify the expense. Go ad-lib for a minute while I turn that off.
We set the timer so we wouldn't ramble on all night. We really should get to bed at some point now that all our kids are tucked in for the night.
All right. So around here, you call 911 and you got yourself a fire truck. Is there a fire? Doesn't matter. They got a fire truck just in case.
And usually you have the fire department's ambulance plus the private contractor's ambulance. So you often have 2 ambulances, 2 police cars, and a hook and ladder truck. I mean, a full fire department.
They take their public service very, very seriously.
But at the end of the year, when there's like a little audit, they can say, well, we answered 400 calls. Well, were there 400 fires? No. So that is also one way why everybody says we have to support this. I mean, look how many calls are coming in. We really need this service.
It's a scam.
The hard part is that, yeah, we do want to fund the police and the fire. They're hardworking guys. They do their job well. I mean,
and there's signs all over the place saying we support our police officers and we support our fire department.
Because the township knows if they had put up a millage saying we want to build a new senior center, only the seniors would vote on it. But if they put in a millage, and so they'd have to use the money that was already coming in to fund the police and fire. But if they say we support our fire department, our police department, everybody votes them a pay raise. So they basically increase their budget.
That is a bait and switch.
And then they use the money that was already coming in to build the senior center.
It's the classic bait and switch. Right. Oh, you don't want to not support your fire and not support your police.
Yeah, I know. And this struggle is real because who wants to ignore the police officers?
Exactly. Well, I think that pretty much concludes our evening video. We're a little bit over on our time, but not too much.
It was an arbitrary time.
Yeah. So
that was what we did this week.
I'm hoping we can do this again, maybe next Saturday night or some other time during the week. And we'll see how it goes. If you've made it this far, congratulations.
We have a lot of practice left to do, but that wasn't too bad for a first shot.
For a first shot, I guess that's not too bad. But
would I listen to it? Well, probably, but I'm nosy.
I think we lost most of our audience with the funeral. Good job.
How'd you know we didn't lose everybody with the hot sauce?
Or maybe hot sauce, that's entertaining.
Oh, well, maybe they have to make it to the funeral to get to the hot. Anyway.
I had to lead with the hot sauce, and then we bait and switch.
Okay, next week we'll put our more exciting topic first, but you have to admit that the situation with Grandma really was probably the most important thing that happened this week.
Yeah, okay.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.